How's it going, guys? Hello. And today, bring you guys, back to the old self, talking about topics on some Black Ops 2 gameplay. I'm back, I've finished a nice long term of university, I suppose. Finished my exams last Friday, so I'm kind of buzzing, but now I have 4.5 months off to do what I want, and it should be quite entertaining for myself and for you guys, because obviously with my time off I'll be able to make you guys more videos and daily uploads and more content for you guys, so hopefully that'll be really awesome for you guys, and it should be a good summer as well. So I mean, hopefully, I have a very long time to build my new PC, which hopefully I'll be able to do soon, and I'll be recording that as well. There's a few other things which I'll be doing in the summer, but today I'm talking to you guys, doing a video on my first job. Now, if some of you old subscribers, like the older people who subscribed or watched this video about 2 or 3 months ago, this video, this is the same video, the same gameplay. I talked about my first job, but I honestly thought to myself, I was thinking about topics, I was thinking about what videos to do, and I said to myself, this video, wasn't that good. And you might be like, but it was a good video. But for me, I'm like, it wasn't a very good video because I was talking quietly, I wasn't expressing myself, I didn't add a lot of detail to my video, to like my first job. And to be honest, it wasn't like a great video of mine. I thought, to be honest, like if I watched that video, I seemed a little shy, I don't know why, but I've taken that video down now, guys. I'm starting starting it fresh, start giving you guys more information on my first job, giving you a much better video. And I thought, yeah, it'd be pretty cool. So, it's probably the only video we'll redo. But, for me, I'm quite a perfectionist. I like to try and get stuff done to be like, yeah, I want this done. But, yeah, it should be pretty cool. But anyway, let's get into it. Okay, so my first job, right? So, I was 16 years old. So, in the UK, when you hit about 16, you're allowed to, get a job. And I think you're allowed to work, 14 hours a week. So, 16 is the age where everyone was like, I want to get a job. So, yeah. So at 16, I was like, okay, where shall I apply? So at the time, so I'm 18 at the moment, so 2 years ago, obviously, I applied for this job. Now, when I was looking for jobs, I was like, where do I look for? So obviously, I was looking online, I was looking for the newspapers, asking around, handed in my CV. I think on my birthday, when I was actually 16, I had a CV ready, I handed it into a few shops, didn't get any replies. Now, I looked online, and my friend, so she worked there a year ago, and she was going to reapply again. And what job she was doing, she was working at a theme park. So if you didn't know, if you want some advice and you're looking for a job, look for jobs which are seasonal. So a theme park in the UK, so it's a seasonal, job. So they open up in April, they close in November, and then obviously they shut for a few months of holiday season, and then they start up again. So obviously in the time, then the process, they want to employ more people for the new season. People may leave after the first season, and I thought, why not give it a go? So I went to this open day, right, where you get to see people, get to see the departments which you could work for. Like you had, for example, you had food and beverage, retail, you had I think gardening was one. There was bin disposal, so that wasn't that good. You also had rides, carts and rides. You had rides. You had all these kind of different jobs, like in a theme park, as you would. And I applied. So I applied, just like I said, who I was, etc. And in the application, you had 3 choices. So you had to choose your top 3 choices. And I chose. So the first was food and beverage. Second was my second one was a retail, and the third one, I believe. So first was food and beverage, second was retail, and I think the third one was park and ride. And the reason why I tried food and beverage, right, so you might be like, oh, are you interested in food? I was interested in food. I like cooking food, I like doing all this kind of stuff, and I thought that'd be quite cool to do. And the one reason was I really wanted a job, and I read online, and food and beverage hire the most amount of people. They hired about 1,600 people, whereas other departments covered at 500, 600. So if you think about it, do the maths correctly, you're more likely to get a job if you apply. So that's what I did. So going to food and beverage, I got an interview. So I thought, that's quite good. It's called a group interview. So it was an American company. I think in America, if you're some American subscribers, let me know. But I think in America, if you work for an American company, they love group interviews, and then they bring it into an individual interview, but a lot of companies now like you to see a group interview, see how you interact with other people, and then bring you into a one-to-one, interview. And so I went into this group interview, and what they said was to dress smart, and they said bring your passport in, all this stuff to get the information from you. And they also asked, the key information they asked you was, bring an item in which, represented you. And I thought, what would represent me? I was like, I was 16, I was like, well, could bring in a football or something. But I brought in a tennis racket, because I played tennis at the time, and I still do. So I brought in a tennis racket, and, you stand up as a group, and you're just like, and you do group exercises, and then when it comes to the bit where they say you stand up individually, like hi, my name's Matt, I do this, I play tennis, all this kind of stuff. And yeah, so after all that process, you wait. So I waited, and then once I did wait, I waited for a call out. So we go, guys, we've now decided a final group of people who we want to, have a one-to-one interview. My name got called out. I was like, oh, this is awesome. We're going somewhere. And I believe it was a Sunday at the time, so take it into account, it was a Sunday. So I spoke to the guy, and, having this interview, asked you questions like, what do you do under pressure, all this kind of stuff, and I was talking to him. And the guy goes, I chose you because I like tennis and you like tennis. I thought, that's quite cool, he chose me. And, so 2 days later, so on the Tuesday, they gave me a call, and I think it was at 7 o'clock at night, I remember, and he was like, you got the job, and I was like, whoa. So I got the job, and then they asked you questions like, when can you come in for training, you learn. So after the training progress, I think now I'm going to talk to you guys about what I actually did in the job. So after I trained, went through, and honestly, so before I even get to, into the job, my first thing was, it hit the first hour, right, and I thought, yes, I've made, I think it was, £6.20 in the first hour. I was like, ka-ching! I was like, yeah, buddy! But that's what I was doing. But yeah, so after the training progress, I worked for a restaurant which was the most popular restaurant at the time and made the most amount of money at the time. And I don't believe so now, maybe because I've left, maybe that's a bit cheeky, but I don't know. But the restaurant was an all-you-can-eat buffet. You pay one-off price. I think it was like £8 or something. You can eat unlimited amount of pizza, unlimited amount of salad, unlimited amount of pasta, and you had pizza, garlic bread, salads, and all that kind of stuff. Unlimited refills as well, so it's pretty cool. So when I got to the place, they were like, okay, you can either work front of house or back of house. And at the time, I was like, what's the difference? So front of house is where you work at the front of the house, where you get to, be the cashier, be at to, serving customers, etc. And back of the house where you cook the food, you cook the pizzas, do all the stuff behind the back of the scenes, because it's called back of house. So I did that. So they said to me first, oh, you can be back of house. So I obviously got trained up, and I remember my first day, the guy was like, oh, here's a delivery, please put it in the right amount of fridges. And I was like, at the time, I was like, what? Fridges? And I was quite nervous at the time. But anyway, I got into the job, I was in back of house, and I was 16 at the time, and they told me to do an 18-year-old's job, and the 18-year-old's job was to cook pizzas, and you had to be 18, and I was cooking pizzas, in my job I was cooking pizzas, I was making pizzas, I was doing salads and all that stuff, and then I moved to the front of house where I was able to serve customers and all that kind of stuff. So my job was really cooking pizza at a theme park. I worked about 45 hours a week, quite extreme, and it was pretty fun. I think we're coming to the end of the video at the moment, and yeah, so thank you guys for watching the video. Hopefully this has been a much more improved video than my last attempt. But anyway guys, that was my first one. If you want me to do a part 2, just let me know. But anyway guys, thank you guys for watching, and have a nice day. Woohoo!